Stu here with Raid Shadow Legends. We're going to be talking about Seer. Why won't your Seer do her A3 Karma Burn, and why does she keep doing Clan Banner instead of clearing those waves for you and proceeding on so you can do speed runs? We're going to talk all about that right now. So I do have my other Seer here, the one at 143 speed, 235 critical damage that we did speed runs through Ice Golem 20 and Dragons 20. And then we also have our Renegade here that I still don't have boots on her. We have her at 130 speed. We're going to bring her along with us. And we have our other Seer that we're also going to show, which is good. Out of this testing tonight, I realized critical damage isn't as is needed on Seer as something like Savage Gear. Savage Gear is far more important, but critical damage does play a part, so that's okay. Even if you don't have Savage Gear, do not worry about it. So I have 207 speed on this, 272 critical damage, and I've got her in Relentless Artifacts. Please wipe Relentless Artifacts from your mind. I only did this a couple weeks ago for fun. It means nothing, and it actually will hinder your runs, your speed runs. You want to drop a wave, reset, drop a wave. Relentless does not help in that. It will only help you on the boss. And if she does proc Relentless while you're trying to do that, while you're trying to clear those waves, it will mess you up. So do not try to go Relentless just because you've seen one of my Seers in Relentless. Okay, let's get into it. So here we are at the Dragon. Now what makes Seer do her A3 over her A2? Seer needs to think that she can kill the wave. Okay, now we've got a lot of buffs. Now again, the main ways to make Seer do more damage is through critical damage, more buffs, right? More buffs for her to eat, either on your side or the enemy side, and then debuffs, right? Getting that AoE decreased defense up, or if you're lucky enough to have a Draco or Venus, right? If you're that blessed, get that AoE decreased defense up along with that AoE, the AoE weaken. Then if you have like a Bad Alcazar, you could eat those buffs. He puts up poisons, you do 15% additional damage with Bad Alcazar. Then, you know, that's a lot of damage that you're increasing. So those are good things to use as well. But we're not going to use those, okay? We're going to go off of this right here. So buffs that we have, are these enough buffs without a decreased defense for Seer to use her A3? For her to even use it? Let's find out. So we do have Apothecary and Shield Artifacts, so he's getting an additional buff to everybody. It's a good play to do. You could do the same thing with Mausoleum Mage, which I think we're going to need to do, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So here we are. So we've got 5 buffs up total. She did it. Whoa. I didn't want to. Well, if you saw that, she did it because she knew she could kill a Horden and get the rest low. Normally, she will never do her Karma Burn unless she knows she can kill at least everybody or some of them. So she knew she could, so she did it. Otherwise, she would never do it. But it's going to mess up our speed run now because, look, we're going to reset. We're still fighting this one champion. It's not going to work out. So this will not work out for us. We need a stronger, we need to either, in this scenario, a stronger Royal Guard, a stronger Seer, more buffs to eat, or something to lay a decreased defense. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a decreased defense, right? We're going to take out a Royal Guard, which really speeds up this run when we get to the boss, and we're going to put in a War Maiden. AoE decreased defense. Bam, no problem, 6 seconds. We're going to repeat, and we're going to get to the boss within what, 15 seconds? Something like that. Let's see. Okay, maybe not, maybe a little bit longer. And 18 seconds. Okay, so that time is 18 seconds. So usually between 15 and 17 seconds, if you have unlimited frames, it'll be fast, right? It'll be even faster. So we know we can beat it with this setup, but we want to bring in somebody like a really good setup would be something like this. Now with the Royal Guard, we have 2 different people to do a decreased defense when we get to the boss. We have this AoE right here from War Maiden on a 3-turn cooldown. We also have his A1 to do a decreased defense. And then we have damage based on enemy max HP with Royal Guard's takedown, and we have Seer Karma Burn to do massive damage as well. So we got 2 people for massive damage, 2 people for decreased defense, and then we've got Mausoleum Mage in here to help us out to, you know, strip off any kind of poisons we get, everything else to try to block stuns, to increase defense, to give us heals and turn meter increase. Fantastic champion. Mausoleum Mage can be used in Dragons 20 with Seer just to the best of the ability, and you can use it in Ice Golem 20, even though he's a weak affinity. It works. It really works. So this team is really good. This will get us a minute runs or under a minute run in Dragons 20. But the thing is, right now, this isn't going to be enough. This will not be enough buffs with Mausoleum Mage alone. Let's see. And with the strength that we have our Seer and everything else. Did we just do this? I can't remember. I was talking my mouth a lot. Okay, she did. She did her A2 there. She didn't even try to do her A3 because she knew she couldn't beat it. So this is the problem you guys are having. So again, the Apothecary I had Shield Artifacts on. Mausoleum Mage does not have Shield Artifacts on. So if we include one more buff over everybody right now, will she try to do it? Let's test it out. We're going to bring out Royal Guard, and we're going to throw in Gorgorab, which will give us an increased attack, right? That's one more buff. We're simulating us putting on one more buff with that shield, with the Shield Artifacts on our Mausoleum Mage, because I don't want to switch those around right now. So here we go. Same thing. We decrease defense. Now we've got our 3 up from our Mausoleum Mage like we normally would, like we just did. Now we got one more up. Will she Karma Burn or will she buff? She did it. So she Karma Burn, cleared the wave, and she's going to do it again. So we're going to get to the boss normally within 17 seconds. 15 to 17 seconds. But right now, of course, you know, the time's a little different because we were playing around. Boom, boom, and we're there. Okay, so she cleared both waves. We know we can do it then. So right now, we know this team is probably our best bet. This team right here, we changed Mausoleum Mage and put Mausoleum Mage in shield artifacts to get one more buff up, and then we're good to go. Now let's test one other thing. Is it more important for us to have critical damage on Seer? Does it matter right now? Let's find out. So we're going to go over to the Seer with, hopefully I get the right one. We're going to go from 272 to 235. 235 and much lower speed, of course, you know. So at 235, can she do the same thing because she's going to have all those buffs? Oh, whoa, I forgot to put Gore Grab in. Okay, this is a bust. This is a bust. Sorry. Sorry. Let's go back to the Gore Grab one. The one where you had the one additional buff in there. So we can see if she can take down the wave or not. Here we go. So now we're at 235 critical damage instead of 272. Will she do it? Let's go. Buff up, and she did it. So she can clear both waves with that much lower critical damage. That's amazing. But I would put her in Savage Artifacts. So what this video kind of opened my eyes on Seer needing critical damage. Yes, she needs critical damage. We can get more critical damage and do more damage with her. But what is more important is decreased defense, right? Whenever you can decrease defense, I mean, Savage Gear is the best damage dealing gear out there, right? So if you could put her in Savage Gear, keep her slower, that's fine. We don't have to have crazy speeds out of her. You see me do speed runs just like this. But if you could, and I'm going to do a video with her in Savage. If we did her in Savage Gear with these same stats, we probably wouldn't even need to put the shield, get this additional buff in here. We wouldn't even need to do shield artifacts on Gorgorab. It's cool that we can, though. It's cool that we can put shield artifacts on Gorgorab and run this team right here, and it's going to be a minute run. I guarantee it. It's going to be a minute run, no problem. We're going to reset, even at this 130 speed, we're going to reset and get it through there. But the thing is, again, the only way to make it so that Seer will kill a wave is to make sure that we either put debuffs up there, right? We get a Draco, a Venus, we get a War Maiden, Stagnite, Madam Cirrus. We could put a Madam in here. It doesn't matter. We put a Madam here. Easy. And then once we have that decreased defense up, make sure we have enough buffs up because buffs really do play a big part. We need to eat those buffs, convert those into damage for Seer to do massive amount of damage. Then we clear the waves easy. And then the other thing, of course, we just talked about increasing her critical damage if you can, or putting her in Savage Artifacts, which will really going to increase her damage. And then you'll be good to go. What other example can I show on here? I think that's really it as far as this team. Now, you know you could always come in here with her, an Apothecary, and take the waves down. Now, if you have enough buffs up and you don't, say you wanted to do it on a team like this. Say you want to do it with a team with a lot of buffs, and you only person you want for your decreased attack would be your Royal Guard, right? So you don't have an AoE decreased defense. You don't have anything like that. But we are bringing in our Bad Alcazar, which is giving us the 15% additional damage when we have a poison up. Which, I don't know. This Tyrell's really being tough lately, so we couldn't even beat this Tyrell, so that didn't work out for us very well. Because this is a team I usually run, but I think I needed a little bit stronger Seer. Maybe that's why. So because that Tyrell is really tough. Let's see if we can do it now. Okay. Here we go. All right, this should work. So now we've got Bad L doing poisons, which increases our damage by 15%. We've got a lot of buffs up with Bad L in here, right? He's also got shield artifacts on. We're able to clear the waves without an AoE decreased defense or decreased weaken or anything like that. But we've got to bring an insane amount of buffs. And really, we're kind of bringing in like a weaken. Bad L's passive functions as a lower form of weaken, the 15% weaken. It increases damage by 15% overall. So we can do it with this team right here, right? But you just got to have a crazy amount of buffs. And you got to bring that, you know, I prefer bringing the decreased defense up instead of worrying about getting this much up because we're using Bad L. I don't like using the legendary. I'd prefer to come in here and do it with the War Maiden and do this team exactly the same. And we're good to go. The only thing we need to do right now is put shield artifacts on our Mausoleum Mage. And you saw that she'll do it with either of the two Seers, the one at 235 or the one at 272. It didn't matter critical damage. But I definitely want to put my Seer in Savage Artifacts because anytime you can, you know, do more damage with less defense, right? Lower their defense, you do an insane amount more damage, and I want to show that. I want to show a Seer with that kind of gear on, with kind of lower critical damage, lower speed, so we don't have to 109 run. That's not bad. So that we don't have to have those crazy requirements. So I can show you that we just do those lower requirements. We can get it done very easy. So I hope that helps you out. I hope you know now that if you have a Seer and she's only doing her A2, try to get her some more critical damage. If you can't put her in Savage Artifacts, that's okay. Get her some more critical damage. Use the Great Hall to get additional, critical damage on Void Champions. And then put up a buff. If you need more buff, try putting on a shield artifact on whoever you're using. If you're using Apothecary, put it on him. If you're using Mausoleum Mage, which you should be, he's fantastic. Even at level 50, just like we're running around this level 50 with Renegade with no shoes on, you could do the same thing. You could run him around at level 50 with shield artifacts, and he can do everything he needs to do. He's really good, really good. Just keep his high HP and speed. That's all you need on him, and he'll be good to go. So make sure you get your buffs up if you're not doing it. Get more buffs in there. Get an AoE decreased defense in there if she's doing her A2, right? And then I guarantee you she'll eventually do her A3. She will do her A3, and you'll be able to beat a wave, reset, beat a wave again, and go with it. And if you have to, just to test it out, like the easiest way to do it is something like this. This team right here, if you need to test it out just to see how strong your Seer is, but remember, any level Seer will do this. Even the 235 one will do this easily. So you could try this team out here if you want to try this speed run just to test it, and make sure she does her A3, and then eventually, remove like I did, and then maybe you need to put the shield artifacts on Mausoleum Mage, and then if you want to remove her, you're going to have to bring in a lot of other stronger people, so you just got to test it out. And once she knows she can beat that wave, once she knows she can use that Karma Burn, she will use it. She will. She'll use it before she uses her A2. But that also means you got to make everybody faster than her. She doesn't have to be crazy fast, but of course you need to get these buffs up before she takes her turn. You need to get this buff up before she takes her turn. And then everything dies, and then this is the slowest one on your group, right? Renegade is the slowest one to reset. Then you go to wave 2, and you do the whole thing over and over again. That's it. That's all I've got on Seer. I hope this helped. Thank you all so much for the love and support. Leave your comments down below. I will try to answer you and help you out if you do have further questions on her. And I'll see you guys all on a video soon.